Hey traders, welcome back to Your Nifty Guy. I hope all of you are doing well. Today's market gave us a once in a while kind of opening. The index opened with one of the largest ever gap ups, more than 1,200 points, driven by the news of trade deal finally being announced between India and US, and the tariffs actually being reduced from 25% to 18%. So in today's video, I'll quickly break down how price actually behaved after this massive gap up, what smart traders should learn from today's move, and most importantly, I'll share a clear and practical trade plan for the next session with simple levels and execution logic. So if you want to trade the next move with clarity, not hype, make sure you watch this video till the end. And if you find these daily Nifty plans helpful, do hit the like button and subscribe to Your Nifty Guy for clean, no noise trading insights. And before we jump on to the video analysis, the link to the Telegram channel is in the bio. Make sure you are subscribed there as well. Just another medium for me to stay in touch with my audience, wherein I will be sharing the news related to stock market along with specific views that I might have. And once I have a sizable audience out there, I will be sharing in the trades that are going on in my head in the live markets there as well. So make sure you are subscribe there. It is completely free of charge, no joining fee, no premium channels, nothing ever. Uh, Now, speaking about today's market, the more that you speak about it, it still feels like it is less. The reason being simple. Uh, Today's market again has proved that the thing that I have been saying since a very, very long time that uh, one Mr. Donald Trump with his powers is controlling the markets globally. Uh, One tweet from his end can make the markets fall. One tweet from his end can actually make the markets jump and give up such a big, big opening. So it is like एकदम से वक्त बदल दिया, just बात बदल दिए, and massive, massive gap up opening. Gift Nifty had indicated it last night itself after the announcement was done, and I feel really sorry for people who had call shorts or naked shorts. Again, if you just simply bought puts, your downside was limited. But then call shorts without any hedge, those people would have been butchered to say the least. And I feel that I am God's favorite child in the sense that yes, I had a option selling trade, although the position size was not too big. But then, like I said yesterday, if you go and check out yesterday's video, I had clearly mentioned that I had a good option selling trade, which got the trailing stop loss got triggered in uh, 1.5 hours of trading itself when this particular down move came in. Uh, because there was a good enough decay at the start of the day, the VIX had fallen down. I got a good move of 2%, which is more than what I target for 2 weeks. I target 1% a week in option selling trades. And with the trailing stop loss being triggered, this is somewhere wherein I got stopped out. Had that not happened, I would have definitely closed the day and I would have carried forward the position because there was a good enough profit cushion out there. The profits, the unrealized profit on the screen would have been somewhere around 3+% and if I would have carried forward that particular position, the net loss would have been around 25% of the capital, around 25%, right? So that is the reason why I call myself God's favorite kid. And I believe luck has a small part to play, but then the fact that I make sure that I stick to the rules. So the option selling trade as well, wherein I had simply put out the system in SL, I automate it using Kotak Neo. So Kotak has a very good platform wherein you can automate your option selling trades. I use that particular platform only for the option selling trades that I take, and you can automate the stop loss, you can automate the trailing stop loss, everything, and then you can simply turn off the system and come and look at it at the end of the day. So that is what happened, wherein this particular move had triggered the trailing stop loss for me, still a 2% in the kitty, and saved me from this massive erosion of capital. But then again, I believe that is also possible simply because of following the rules and not breaking them, be it whatever. So, yes. Extremely important day, a day to be written down in history for Nifty trading. But then nonetheless, we have to move on. And like I said, I have always said that if we get a big gap up or a big gap down, most of the move is lost overnight, and you don't get too much intraday moves. Even if you look at this particular profit booking candle, so at the start of the day itself. uh, 500 plus points fall came in Nifty. This is not actually a fall. This is simply profit booking by people who had gone overnight long or who had overnight long positions. And as soon as the markets opened, obviously they could see a good, big, unimaginable profit on their screens. Most of them were trapped as well. I received so many messages uh, about people who had positions open in Zerodha. And although the positions were in deep green, they could not exit because Zerodha simply hanged, and that is something which happens all the time with Zerodha. Whenever there's a major move in the market, Zerodha system hangs up. So uh, day lot of people will not easily forget, right? And a no trading day for me, especially keeping in mind that uh, after a major gap up, again, I 300 points of gap up is enough for me to make sure that okay, there won't be any bigger move coming in throughout the on an intraday basis, which can be participated in. But then a 1200 plus massive gap up opening, and even if you look at this particular move which came in, and if you think that anybody would have bought puts at the open would have made money, go and look at the charts. Anybody would have bought puts also would not have gotten any significant gains in the day, because simply because this was a profit booking move and not a selling pressure which is coming in from the top, right? We came very close to the all-time high. I believe today's high was what? High was around 26,341 and 373, yeah, 30 odd points away from all-time high. And this is something which is very expected and very normal. Uh, After a big gap up like this, markets will obviously there will be profit booking, and post the profit booking, markets went extremely sideways. I had drawn this particular uh, trend line consolidation for looking out for a trade in the second half in case if we break up above this or break down below this. But then again, the options were simply not moving because the VIX had fallen in the later half of the day. So VIX had spiked at the open, but then continuously had fallen. So uh, the option prices were not moving at all, and today being expiry, of course, and we did not even get anything major on the hero zero trades. Whatever change in OI and change in open interest happened at the start of the day when this thing opened out here, and option sellers in particular were taken in for a ride. uh, so absolutely mind-blowing day. Now let's see what do we have in store for tomorrow. We'll be deleting these. We don't need these levels for tomorrow. The weekly fib level, I will still be keeping it on the chart because although this week has just started, uh, try to understand from this particular swing, we have actually moved up, and today we have got a closing on this, but this week is still uh, open and we have not closed. So I'll keep this particular weekly fib level till the end of this week and see how prices are reacting around this particular fib level on the daily time frame. However, Nifty is painting a very different and picture which cannot be deciphered in technical analysis. I'm sorry, what is happening to this? Yes, a big range red candle out here, a big range red candle hanging at the top out here, a big impending gap out here. Although the markets had, so the gap is actually this, and the markets have actually tried to fill in this gap. And let's see if we get an explosion pivot gap wherein market tries to come and fill the gap but fails, and a new buying pressure, which takes the prices even higher. So, of course, this is the daily divergence which we spoke about yesterday played out beautifully in one day itself. And of course, you could not have obviously not taken a blind longs just based on the open-ended divergence that was there on the charts yesterday. For tomorrow, what we can do is Again, we'll have to keep things a little bit slow paced out here. Mm, yes, perfect. Getting a clean swing out here on the 4-hour chart. Sorry, 1-hour chart. I believe that is the same scenario with the 4-hour chart as well. Yes, absolutely. And we'll be marking our support zone here, deleting this. I'll keep my plan of action very, very simple for tomorrow. I will not be looking at any short entry till the time price is below this fib level, right? Out here, if we get a, say for example, we get a gap down opening and we are going back below today's low. Out here, if we see a buying emerging, I will be buying. And once price moves above this swing, with a pullback, with a small pullback, we can expect a good move on the upside as well because we can actually look at the trend which is continuing out to continue, which has changed to continue. So this will be a good base formation, a good profit booking, down move, followed by first pullback, move on the downside, and if we move back again above this particular high, we can look for a long entry as well. Uh, so this will be the simple trade plan for tomorrow. There is something in particular which I had observed yesterday. So there was a bit of silence in yesterday's video wherein I was observing something on the daily chart, but I did not want to comment on it because the trend was kind of looking negative with this big red candle. But then if we look at the three simple candlestick patterns, so this is, I don't know what is happening with the laptop today. So if we look at the three simple candlestick rules wherein the prices had actually reversed out here. So this was 28th of Jan wherein we got the first higher high, higher low and closing above prior high. Post this, there has been no reversal candle, right? So for a reversal candle, what we need is three conditions. A lower high, a lower low, as well as a closing below uh, the previous low. Out here, this was an inside bar, so obviously not fulfilling the conditions. This big red candle, which was there again, high was higher than previous high. The low and closing did we get below the previous day's low, but then the high was still higher. So again, did not fulfill the three conditions. Following candle, the low was lower, the high was lower, the low was not lower, and of course, we not get a closing below this. So practically speaking, after the 28th Jan, when the trend had actually changed, and we were looking for a good base formation out here, I also mentioned that we have got a good arrow-shaped candle formation out here, and maybe we can look at the market zooming up ahead. Of course, nobody could have predicted that this is what we will be getting. And trust me, if you have made money in today's move, uh, it was written in your destiny to make hay while the sun was shining, and it was written in your destiny. Otherwise, there's no particular way in which you could have captured this huge gap up. You need to be very, very lucky, and this you being in the trading world at the right time and you holding some calls, maybe even as hedge, but whatever it is, it was simply in your destiny. Otherwise, as a trader, trust me, there is no way in which somebody could have said that tomorrow we are getting a gap up opening. It was simply a news-based gap up opening, and of course, a news which was not random. The markets had been waiting for it. The markets needed some clarity on the India-US trade deal, which was pending since a very, very long time. Plus, there were threats of increased tariffs in between based on India-Russia ties. So, a lot of global macroeconomic and factors which were playing out. And this is the finalization of the India-US trade deal with a reduced tariff is something which the market has taken up very, very positively. So, yeah, before you wrap up, remember big news can create big moves, but only a clear plan creates consistent profits. If today's breakdown and tomorrow's trade plan helped you think better about the market, do hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already for daily no noise Nifty trade plans. And I will see you in the next video. Don't chase the market, let your levels bring the trade to you. Cheers and thanks for tuning in, guys.